You know when you were a little kid, sitting on the floor with a box of Legos, searching for that specific piece that would complete the model. The model you worked so hard on since Tuesday after school, when you got a spark of that intense childish inspiration, when no other thoughts than the perfectly clear and near picture of that car you are going to create can reach your mind. When you easily forget about the future and past, except for the time you saw this car on a TV show called Top Gear. The car you've now created and hold in your hand while attaching that final perfect piece that you found in that box of Legos on the floor. Those memories are what this car brings back to me. Let's go. Hi there, my name is David, and as always, welcome to BricksBlocks&MOCs. Alright, so I'm so excited for today's video. It's a car that I'm really passionate about. And yeah, this is the car. It's a Singer-inspired Porsche 911. I think most people, at least car enthusiasts, have heard about Singer nowadays because they have built up a pretty strong brand in recent years. But for those of you who don't know about Singer, they are a company that rebuilds old Porsche 964, 911. And yeah, they are rebuilding them to perfection. And yeah, they have this slogan that says everything is important. And yeah, that pretty much sums up what they are doing with the cars. And very recently, they teamed up with Williams to create a very high-tech air-cooled Porsche 911. And it's called the DLS project. And yeah, that's basically what I took inspiration for when I built this. But yeah, that's basically what Singer are and what they are doing. And as many of you know, I'm a huge Porsche fan, and lately I've been so inspired and into Singer. And that's why I'm so excited about this car in this crazy green color. And actually, I think we're gonna match the color of the car a bit for today's video. I don't even know if this color shows up that well, but yeah, anyway, now we have a bit of a matching theme here. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about how I designed this and so on. Oh my, it's like super dusty. Alright, so to begin with, this car features openable everything. It has an openable trunk, it has openable doors, and it has an openable engine bay. And to create these openable functions, I use my 2-point technique everywhere. The trunk, the doors, and the engine bay. But what I'm most happy with this model is absolutely this front part. And what have I done with the front part then? So, on the DLS project models, front part looks a little bit different because it has a bit of a different front spoiler but spoiler thing. And this part was actually, I struggled quite a lot to figure out how to create this part actually. But what I ended up doing was a lot of upside down building techniques. So basically here it is 2 studs in the front door length here. Then when it goes up to this part, it moves out half a stud. And then to create this rounded curved thing here at the front, I use some rounded plates and some round corner tiles. And then we have this very interesting part that is a bit weird, where I used rubber bands to create like the outer ring of the front lights or headlights. Also here on the bonnet we have this fuel cap thing. Here though, where these 1x4 tiles sit, I would have liked to use these 1x1 wait a second. So I would have liked to use these like I did with the 930 Turbo. But unfortunately, first of all, these doesn't exist in green. But the biggest issue, these mudguards, I really don't like to use these mudguards at the front of the car just because they are a bit higher than the other. Why can't I plan these than these type of mudguards? And yeah, on the 930 Turbo I used some of these, and then this to have this more rounded shape. But yeah, I really wanted to make this in green, but yeah, that's why I ended up with this solution. So yeah. Alright, let's move on to the interior now. Singer are making such lovely interiors. For the interior of this, I decided to use this dark orange color, which just looks so good and it feels a bit rare, and it just goes so well with the green of the exterior. The interior is pretty much the same as for the 930 Turbo. A small detail that I really like is this 1x1 round plate that is supposed to represent the rev counter, and it's in the same dark orange as the rest of the interior, just like the rev counter on the real car. If you haven't noticed it by now, this car is actually mostly 7 studs, or it actually goes from 7 studs to 8 studs and then back to 7 studs. And to do that, I use some Technic bricks, and I did that for 2 reasons. The most obvious reason is because I want to recreate create these wider hips of the 911. But it's also because these lights wouldn't have scaled as well if it would have been 8 studs instead of 7 studs here at the front. The roofline is divided into 2 sections. We have this main part, which is attached to a hinge piece, which then is attached to some brackets, and those brackets are then attached to a 1x2 Technic brick. The other parts of the roofline just use some hinge pieces along with some brackets that these pillars sit on, and they go very nicely down to this rear where it becomes 7 studs again. And here I just use some jumper plates, and this is also the most fragile part of the car because these 2 things are just attached to a tile that then are attached to the jumper plates, and these curved black slopes here are a tiny bit angled along with a license plate that is attached with some 1x1 brackets. And as I already said, it has an openable engine bay with a bit of engine detail where I actually took use of a rim or a wheel cover to create a very iconic flat 6 air-cooled engine. As with all of my models now, I of course made some 3D printed rims for this, which you can buy for yourself now, so go and check out my website, link in the description. But yeah, I did actually design some classic I think they're called so. Anyway, these classic 911 rims. And yeah, they are actually available on my website now. From the beginning, I thought I would use these for this model in black. But then I felt like, nah, I think I want them in silver instead. So then I made them in silver. But then I started to think a bit, and the DLS project singers actually have some custom, I actually think they are custom designed by BBS specifically for the DLS project singer models, the rims. So then I decided, I want to make something like that instead. So I couldn't settle with the normal rims I made. So of course I had to make some custom designed rims specifically for this model. So yeah, but they sure look good on this model, don't they? Alright, so I'm gonna have such a hard time destroying this model. First of all, just because I'm really happy with how it turned out. But also, it just feels like something special. And especially as I'm a huge Porsche fan. And also, it just everything with it, this green color, it sticks out. And then the interior, I just like it so much. And just look at this display piece. Like, it just looks so good as a display piece. I just need to take a photo. But yeah, that's all it for today. I really hope you liked today's video and model. And don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my website. I have really started to release some rims now. And I also have some big plans to release more sets in the future. But yeah, that's all it for today. Bye for now. So, to begin with, this car actually... And the light is totally off as well. And as you can see, it's... And Singer, the thing that is a bit different here is that I decided... The thing that is a bit different here is that I decided to not use...